Welcome back to this series. I assume you already decided which you will go with. Either you will use this website, try kotlinlang.org, or you have decided to download the IntelliJ. If you downloaded the IntelliJ, then go through the creating project, new project, the way I will going to do. At the beginning, when you start with IntelliJ idea, it might be a little bit different because this part is where you can find the previous project that you already created. But if you will have just started to create or just started to use this tool, then all you have to do, click create new project. Then when you get here, we will select the Kotlin because we are learning Kotlin. So select Kotlin language, then select the very first file that we will going to learn. Okay, select that and say next. So when you click next, it will take you to the place that you can choose the path where your file or folder will going to live. For example, all you have to do, click this, then choose a path. For example, for me is desktop and Kotlin learning. This is the path for me, and for you, you can change it for any path that you want. Okay, and this one or this project, we will name it variable because we are using a variable or learning variable in this tutorial. Okay, then we will say finish. Okay. In this point, you already create the project and named the project variable. Okay, and here in this part, it's the canvas which you can find or change the code that you are going to change in just a moment. This place or this part of the tool is a place that you can find all the files inside your project. Okay, if you open this, and you can see we have a source here. Okay, and you can simply just create a new file. And in our case, we are learning Kotlin, so we will open or create a new Kotlin file or class. If you look at this one, it's a kind. We have the different kind of Kotlin class that we can use in the future. Okay, class, we have interface or enum class or objects, but for now we are just use a file. We will name this file a variable once again, and at the end we have to add a .kt for Kotlin. Okay, then we will say OK. If you say OK, then we can see this part right here. At the beginning, for every project that you can start with, every project is have or every file, they have a beginning or starting point, which in our case we can just call main and click enter. This is the starting point for the for this application to run. Okay, so here if I will just print, like we already learned about this print len, and if I will pass in the data or a string value, hello world, then if I will play or run the project, at the first time you need to run it from here and choose the project or the project that you want. Then you can see this part will be appear, and this part is debugging place, which every time when you run this project, it will show anything when you change it in the code. Okay, so now we learn about the project, and if you can see it here, this is a debug part, this is a run, you can run the project, and we have different tools that we don't need, and this one is show us the path from the project to the place that our variable is live. Okay, so here what we can do, we can start with creating our variable, right? So we have two different type of var or variable. One of them is var and one of them is val. So we have var, okay? For example, we have to assume or assign the var name to something like, for example, equal to, for example, Hardy, okay? Or we can use the same things. We can say val, first name or age equal to, for example, there you go. So what's the difference between the var and the val? Okay, if you check the documentations and read about it, var, simply variable, it's as part of the memory. Okay, so it's a place that you can save the data and later on you can access it in your code. But the difference between, so var and variable, val and var, both of them are the same, both of them are variable, but the first one is the variable that we can change. We can change the value of this variable. For example, if I will say name equal to, for example, Haman, and at this point we already changed the name and we can do that. But in val we cannot do this one because it's consistent, so it will remain exactly the same. So if I will try to trick and change my age to let's say 20, and it will not let me to do that and say, okay, no, val cannot be reassigned to a different value. So the value, it will be the same entire project. So if I will run the project in this moment, the project will going to shut down. Okay, so now we learn about this too. In the same time, when we are declare the type of declare the value for each variable, okay, and in the same time it choose the type for that variable. The type for the variable, or what's the type of the variable? We have a string. We have string, which is the character that inside the double quote. Okay, we have number, which can be different things, like can be an integer, can be a float, can be a double, can be a long number. Any one of them, it can be changed. Okay, and later on we will talk about each one of them in the future tutorial. Okay, so in the same time we have a Boolean, and we will talk about Boolean as well. And we have a list, which holds a list of the character or a list of the data that we can later on access them and use them or see them in the future. Okay, and let's print out these, right? Let's print println, and inside here we will say my name is, then outside we have to do plus, but we have to make a space in here, plus, then we have to assign or give them the variable in here, which is a name variable. Okay, then we will say plus, then a string value again. Okay, then my name is this. Okay, then I will say I, for example, space, then plus age, and plus, and years old. Okay, if I will run this, what will happen? I will going to, okay, if I will run that, we're going to print out my name is, if you see, my name is Hardy or Haman in this point, and plus I, if you see the I is stick to this, so we can change, just make a space between there so I can read it better, and at the same time here as well. So this is how you are connecting the string value, but you have a different way to do that, which is easier way. We can say println, okay, and we will just put the string value, and we will say my name is, and we have to do the $sign inside the string value, then a name, okay, then we don't need to have a plus and too many confusing things. So all you have to do, just put it there and comma, and I am, and then a $sign age, then space, then years old. Okay, now if I will run this, it will be exactly the same. Okay, so my name is Heman and I am 30 years old. We can remove this space as well. So anyway, this is the way how you can work with variables. In the future we will learn more about variables, but variable, just remember, variable is a spot of the memory, or is a box that holds some element for you or some value for you that you can use it in the future. Okay, and you have to be smart what type of variable you are using. Either you are using var or you are using val. If you wanted the data will not be changed, if you wanted the data will be stay the same, then we can use var, val, so the data will be consistent and the value of this data will never change. Or you can use var, which the value of that data, it can be changed for the same type of that variables. For example, I cannot put the say name equal to 10, which it cannot accept this fact, because when we decided, it's already decided for us. So in other way, this variable name is like this. So when we do that, we can say var name, okay, then we can decide it to be what type of string at the beginning, for example, and equal to, for example, RDB. So if I will run right now, it will run this, but in the same time we can change this whenever we want. Okay, so this is all about variables and what's variable, and in the next video we will learn all about string and what string, how we can use the string, and everything about the string. Okay, thank you for watching. I will see you in the next one. Make sure to subscribe to see all the new video, and in the same time, this, if you have already decided to go with IntelliJ IDEA, then you will get the source file in the descriptions below. You can download it and use it and save some time for yourself. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next one.